Hello and welcome back to another Space Engineers showcase video. In today's video, we're looking at something rather unique. It's a small little base that's intended for you to maybe just use as a rest stop on your journey or to use as a home away from home. So we're looking at the Urban Accommodation Tower, which is this thing right here. Now I chose this because it has a tantalizingly dangerous support pillar that could be just blown out by a single warhead, and it just makes it overall a lot more fun when you think of the possibilities of screwing over your friends. So pressing F10 and finding it in the spawn menu, if I type in tower there it is. The Urban Accommodation Tower is 521 large blocks using the decorative block number 1 and number 2 DLC pack, as well as our brand new Frostbite DLC, and it uses no mods. So what we're going to do is have a quick look around the outside, then we're going to have a look around each of the individual rooms, and that will be it. So like I said, we have one little support that comes off from the ground over to our habitat, where we have our separate little rooms for you to separate yourselves and do whatever in. So our support pillar, it just comes across from the ground, made out of light armored blocks, has stairs in the middle to allow you to walk up and down to reach the doors to go into your little rooms. Then on the opposite side, we have a secondary support strut coming down just to make sure it's got some kind of structural support. So if we just come and have a look around the top first, the stairs come up and we see all of our DLC railing. Moving along, we then got some stairs that go down into each little individual pod, which has a few different things in there, but most of them are going to be the same because they're different rooms for different people. Then just moving along, we're going to see more of the same, where stairs just go down into little rooms. Then we come across to where I'm standing at the very edge there, with some more railings to allow you to look out at your planet, where this base is meant to be, and not shoving out of an asteroid in the middle of nowhere. Yes, if I just come around to the front like so, that is what it looks like. If I turn on the light, got a little bit of glow coming off our transparent LCD screens, displaying the number on each of the pods. So as for the pods themselves, they have some window blocks just covering up the back of the locker and the armory. There's our transparent LCD screen. Then we come across to some more window blocks where we can see inside at what's going on. On the opposite side, we just got some plain window blocks. Then coming around to the opposite, we then can see our beds and some more window blocks that are just covering up the backs of our toilet and our shower. As for below our little pod, that's what it looks like, just some plain block textures. Then up and above, again, same as the bottom. And that goes along all the way around each of these little pods. There's not too much different between all of them. Until we come across to this room, which is slightly different because this is our reactor bay where we can use an assembler and turn the station's power on and off if we wanted to. Yeah, just looking around there, we can just see our batteries, programmable blocks, some button panels, our assembler and refinery, and all the way around to here, just the same as the other side. I think there's a refinery on this. I need to double check that. Anyway, if I come into my character, we can actually have a little walk around, and we're going to start by standing on the asteroid, which is oddly shiny. It's like a slimy asteroid. Look at that. Anyway, let's go and walk up these steps all the way up. I did add a gravity generator, by the way, in case you're wondering, just to make this video look a lot more smoother. We're just walking up these steps. We come to the top, and now we've got a few choices. We can just look out over the side and wonder why we're in space, or we could come down these steps. Now the yellow door is going to come down to our power room. We've got our basic assembler right there, and I will just check for a refinery in case I was imagining stuff. No, there isn't one on here. So we just have a basic assembler, so we will need to put in refined goods if we want to build something to, say, patch up the base in case you got hit by a meteor. That's entirely up to you. Moving across, we then have our nuclear reactor to put in some uranium in case we don't want to use our battery power. Then across, we can see our batteries with some nice lights on it, and a bit of glass there to view outside. Now we have a button panel here which has a few interesting things on it, such as turning on and off our assembler, switching our batteries on and off. Oh god, oh I've screwed that over. 1 second, let me just go and find the batteries. There we go, I fixed the problem. And then we have the lights on and off in our little power room, so just flicking them on and off. And then we have the small reactor toggle on and off. So turning around and coming back out this room, we can close it up. and head into one of our little living quarter areas. So this is our living quarter. We get our armory locker and our locker, get our kitchen table, a couple of beds, our shower, and then a toilet to use. If I was come across over to here, we have got a button panel where we can, if we wanted to, in fact I'll use this, press number 2 to close up the door, press number 3 to turn off the power, effectively locking the door to make sure no sneaky person wants to come in or out. And then we can press number 1 to turn the lights on and off when it's bedtime. So let's just go in and undo that and open it up. So walking around, there's our bed to get in and out of, look out the window, a little seat there to eat your food, and you can view across to the other person in the other pod right there. So coming out of that, let's go and head up, and then all the way down. So opening up the door, it's the exact same as the other room we just saw. Same button setup where we can lock the door, close the door, turn off the lights, and then out we go. To the opposite side, you guessed it, same story. And then, last but not least, we can come to these doors, where is once again a room for us to use. Then just a quick pop over to here, there we go, exactly the same room. So it's a nice little room if you wanted to use it as a hotel somewhere out in your world, where you just wanted a quick place to rest up, or maybe to recharge yourself, pretend you're RPing and you're on a long voyage, a long hauling voyage from one train station to another, and you need a quick place to stop and recharge. But do remember that there is no refinery on this, so if you wanted it, you would have to attach one on yourself if you wish to produce goods and to use that assembler. If not, you're going to have to use the ready-made stuff you brought with you to make the steel plates in case you needed to a spot of repairing. But that is basically it for the Urban Accommodation Tower. It's just a nice little base for you to spawn into your world, and it has a rather fantastic support pillar that could just have a warhead come out of nowhere, placed right there, and we could detonate it, destroying it all. There we have it, our warhead is now blinking. We're now going to blow this up and it should send it flying out into space where nobody will ever find it. And of course, I've forgot it's a station, not a ship, so it's just going to sit there. Yes, the warhead. The warheads. Took out a massive chunk of both these rooms, but the station is still largely usable, which is quite nice. The 4 rooms at the back are still functioning, and I think our power room is completely disconnected, so we can disregard that from generating any power on our station, but we could always build a few batteries and solar panels and use this as a base from now on. But anyway, that's enough of that, and that is enough of the Urban Accommodation Tower. It's just a nice little base, and it will be in the description below if you wish to download and play around with it yourself. So thank you all for watching, and I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.